Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about Los Músicos, which is an activity who the goals are we want to introduce combinatorial thinking to our students, and while we're doing so, we also want to promote equity. So just a quick tip to introduce this activity to your students, I recommend starting with a story. It'll help draw them in and get them engaged. So you could tell a story about how there's a celebration. It's a jarana festival, so only the jarana guitar is allowed. And everyone's coming in from all sorts of places and want to dress up their best. And so it's one of your jobs is to help them figure out their outfit. Something like that. So the idea behind this is that you're going to be playing with and creating characters from a set of options. So you can choose an option for their face. They can be a fox, a gato, or a human. You can choose a body, which is suit, bones, or dress, the number of jaranas that they have, 2, 1, or none, and then the gift that they bring to the celebration, so with bread, chocolate, or a dahlia. So the first part is going to just have students sort of play around and make their own character. So, for example, maybe I can go with the fox head. Maybe we'll go with that one, and then I'll do some bones. Like that, and I'll give them 2 jaranas, like so, and I like the dahlia a lot, just like that. And so your students can start playing with these options, these characters. You can start thinking about, oh yeah, like at each stage, like we have a choice for the head, we have a choice for the body, and there's 3 choices for each stage. You can start to fold in those things, and you can also start to fold in equity at this stage. So you can start to engage all your students. You won't be able to engage them all at once, but just keep trying. It's a process. I'm sure they'll find it quite fun to sort of customize their own little character here. And just also ensure that students are respecting each other when they're doing this activity. Okay, maybe I'll just make one more. Maybe I'll do a gato. So these are like 2 different examples of things that you could build with this activity. All right, so once the students are have built their sort of characters, you can move on to part B, which is where you're going to start really working in that combinatorial idea. So I'm going to take one of my characters here. And what we're going to do is we're going to hide one aspect. So let's say we hide the face. So I don't know what the face is anymore. And we're going to ask students, okay, what was the face? Like, guess what face I chose. And then you can start asking, well, okay, how many choices of a face there are? There are 3. So it could be a fox, a gato, or a human. And you can have people guess, and maybe they're not right. And this is also another place you can fold in equity. You can like support making mistakes and really model it with your students and cheer them on and have them progress forward. And maybe you can start thinking about that. Okay, and then once you figured out, okay, it was the fox head, then you can start taking away 2 aspects. So let's say I take away the head and the number of jaranas. So now I don't know these 2. And now you can ask, okay, what was my head and what was the number of jaranas? And how many choices do I have, right? So I've got 3 choices for head and now 3 choices for the number of jaranas. So you can start to think about, okay, how many choices is that in total? And then if you have time, you can do this again with 3 aspects. Now, don't forget to fold in equity to this. I've just kind of pulled this from a guide. It's got some really good points in it. I've already talked about engaging students, making sure that everyone respects each other, model making mistakes and asking questions. But in particular, make sure you give students enough time to work on these activities and really think about it. Combinatorial thinking is not something that comes naturally to a lot of people and a lot of students. So give them time to sort of process what's going on here and give students the freedom to be themselves.